A massive hurricane is hitting your town tomorrow. You rush to the hardware store, desperate for a generator. The owner gives you two choices. You can buy the very last one in stock right now for double the usual price, or you can pre-order one arriving in 6 months for the standard rate. You gladly hand over the extra cash. A cheap generator arriving in 6 months does absolutely nothing to keep your lights on during tomorrow's storm. That massive markup you just paid is an emergency premium. You are spending extra money purely to guarantee that you have the physical item in your hands when you need it most. Global financial markets do the exact same thing during a panic. When massive factories and supply chains desperately need raw materials like oil or metals to survive a crisis, they pay up. On Wall Street, this specific emergency premium has a name. It is called backwardation. Backwardation is simply the global market's way of using math to put a price tag on sheer desperation for immediate supply. To see how this works, we have to look at how raw materials are bought and sold. Companies use what are called futures contracts, which are essentially just ways to pre-order supplies for a later date. This chart shows the timeline of prices for those pre-orders. In calm times, the line slopes upward. Pre-ordering for next year costs slightly more than buying today, because whoever holds the physical goods until then has to pay for giant storage tanks in warehouses. But watch what happens when a sudden disruption hits, like a war breaking out or a major pipeline freezing solid. A power plant needs fuel today to keep the city running. They cannot wait for a cheap delivery next winter. The chart completely flips. This new downward sloping shape is the backwardation curve. The highest price is right now, and prices steadily drop off for later months as people assume the panic will eventually subside. That massive gap between today's spike and tomorrow's normal price is called the backwardation spread. This upside-down curve shows us that the convenience of holding the physical material right now is so valuable, it completely overpowers the heavy costs of storing it. Because of this, economists and traders use backwardation as a live tracking system for major global crises. During the 1973 oil embargo, refineries scrambled to secure whatever limited barrels they could find. That panic drove crude oil prices into a steep backwardation curve, mirroring the physical struggle happening at gas pumps everywhere. We saw it again during the geopolitical shocks of 2022. When the invasion of Ukraine shattered energy supply chains, global buyers frantically bid up immediate oil contracts to replace embargoed supplies before their reserves ran dry. Around the same time, the European natural gas crisis hit. The sudden shortage completely inverted the normal pricing cycle, where gas is usually cheaper in summer and expensive in winter. The panic created an extreme backwardation spread of over 20 euros just to secure immediate fuel. These massive price spreads show us that extreme backwardation is the definitive, measurable footprint of a critical supply chain breaking down. Ultimately, backwardation is what happens when sudden human panic collides with the strict limits of physical reality. For everyday consumers, this acts as a highly accurate early warning system for severe upstream shortages causing price hikes. When you see a wide backwardation spread, it means the global logistics network is under immense physical strain and simply cannot clear the immediate demand. So the next time the financial news reports a market in backwardation, you will know exactly what is happening. The global market is acting just like a frantic homeowner before a storm, screaming, "I need it right now."